Hi guys, I have a coloring and card tutorial for you today, and I am going to color Miss Lily Reporter from Little Blue Button Stamps. She is very cute and very adorable. I have chosen to go with, I actually changed up the skin color a little bit than usual. I'm using a E50 instead of the E000, and this is to get it more of a natural face color. The E000 usually gets it a little bit too pink, so I went with the E50s to kind of give it a little bit more yellowish tone. Also, something I have been working on in this specific image is to blend my colors a little bit better. I have noticed that the more details I try to put into a card with my Copics, the less blending I do, and sometimes I do a little too little blending. So I try to work with the blending a little bit more. Her face actually went into a second time with the colors because I wanted to draw in the shadow parts a little bit more into her face to make it a little bit more round than it was. When I kind of choose my colors to work with an image, I, for the most part, use pattern papers as my base. This not only makes it easier to find which color to work with, because you just try to match a few from the patterns from the pattern paper that you are using, but also it gives it that cohesion that you sometimes have can have a problem with, because pattern papers have a really good color cohesion. And for this image, I knew I wanted to use a pattern paper with cameras on it. I knew that somewhere I had a pattern paper with cameras on it. I actually have two when I think about it, but I went through all my pattern paper stacks and I couldn't find it. Where were they? Well, I found the paper that I'm using for this kit in the Sammy's Stamp August card kit. I'm actually using a lot of pieces from that card kit for the rest of the card, so just using the materials in that card kit actually, because I thought it would be fun, and I need to use my card kits more. They are lovely because they are color coordinated. So it makes things a lot easier when it comes to when you're matching colors. As long as you match your colors from your creations with those pattern papers, you will have a automatically fully matched card by using those kind of card kits. That is the reason why I buy those kits anyway. I have chosen to go with the E40s for a lot of details in this card, because there's a lot of different colors in the pattern papers that I'm using, but I didn't want to have a lot of colors because that would sort of make it too messy from my point of view. I see people who do lovely things with loads of colors, but I like to work with a limited color palette. I've said that before. But yeah, for the camera I'm actually using just some YRs because I wanted it to have a very light pinkish orange tone, so that would go really good with this kind of minty green that is going on in her dress and in her hat. Another thing that I have been working on, not blending, but I'm also trying to think about why I started using 4 different pens. And the big reason is because I want to have one for the absolute darkest shadows, and I want to have 2 to blend with in the middle, and then for the very smaller highlights I wanted a lighter one. And I've been kind of forgetting that I want the highlights to be very thin, so I'm forgetting to make them very, very thin. You get me cutting out the image again. What I wanted to talk about there is it's practice, but also it's finding what kind of width fits you better when you are cutting. And also I try to use my knife to have as thin border to make the holes in between, to just make it more complete, sort of. This is 2 different kind of card base templates that I've made to kind of figure out which size of card I want to make. And today I'm going to go with a 4-bar card, which was the smaller of those. It makes it much easier for me to decide what sizes I do. So I take my cardstock and I cut it down to 4 7/8 by 7 inches. And when you score that at 3.5, you get a 4-bar card. And my Martha Stewart scoreboard, the mini one, has that 4-bar mark. So it's very, very easy. I don't have to look through where everything is supposed to be. This is some Basil Bling cardstock. I really, really like it because it has that shine. It's almost like glitter, but it isn't glitter. So it's just very, very shiny. And it fitted perfectly color-wise with this card. And that is the camera paper I was talking about. You see, there's a whole bunch of colors in it, and I only took the kind of pinkish orange and the mint green. And that was also why I chose the mint green as my matting paper, or the darker mint green. This pattern paper kit also had a whole bunch of different wood effect papers, and I'm using that kind of pinkish orange wood to kind of tie in with the rest of the colors in the coloring that I made. I'm also matting that little wooden part with some more of that Basil Bling because I like to have, that is also again it's a personal reference. I really like matting all of my papers when I'm layering them, so they all have one little mat themselves. And then I'm just gonna tape it all together with my tape runner. I always, very often, leave a little bit of the background pattern paper underneath because I really like how that kind of gives an extra dimension to the whole card. Then I'm using some of the 3M Scotch foam tape to add on the background, on the back of my image, to get it a little bit raised, which also give a natural shadow around the image, making it stand out a little bit more from that background paper than if I would have taped it directly onto the card. For the sentiment for this card, I'm using some puffy stickers that came with this kit. They had a whole bunch of them, and I really like the one that said smile. So I've taken that out of the kit and chosen, but there's so many others with summer and happy that you could use. And this also shows that you don't have to stamp your sentiment. You can use those stickers for that too. And that was the card for today. I hope you liked it. If you do, please thumbs it up. It means a lot to me. If you have no questions, just comment down below. And hereafter is 2 other videos that I have made with little blue button stamps. And thank you so much for watching, and I see you later. Bye!